Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hey creators, this is Roland and welcome to the Writer's Creative Space, a space where you as an author or aspiring author can get inspiration, advice, tips and encouragement on your self-publishing journey. This is episode 12 and today I will be talking about the importance of patience. As a writer and author, patience is a skill to master. As an author, you are on a journey and being patient will reap major rewards for you. But before I get into any of that or get any deeper, I want to get into some personal writing news. On my projects and so far with my writing projects, I have made a lot of progress with my book, Delayed But Not Forgotten. I finished editing chapter 4 and I am caught up with the editor. So right now I am waiting on them as they edit chapter 5 and that should be done soon. And I love being in that position because now up to date and I am doing what I need to do. So now we're just waiting on the next chapter to be edited and I will then move on. So I will keep you updated on the progress with that. So stay tuned. In the last episode though, I told you about a decision that I'd made to create a lead magnet or teaser or freebie, whatever you want to call it, for this book. So I started this past week and finished doing that. So now I am converting the content to a digital format. What I usually do is I handwrite everything first, then type it out as a first draft. And that is the process that I go through. And that process in itself is a form of editing. So I'd call that my first edit. The teaser will have 3 short chapters. Well, let me say 4 because it'll have an introduction and then 3 very short chapters, just giving you a teaser about what the book is about. These are new chapters, so it isn't like I've taken a chapter from the main book and I've copy and paste it into this teaser. No. This is completely new content. I am done with the first chapter, and when I mean by done, I am done converting the handwritten part into digital format. So again, I will update you on that project as well, but that seems like it's moving, so I'll be done very soon with that. And then from there, I will keep updating you on what's next and so stuff that you can look forward to. And there is a lot work for sure. Well, this whole thing, there is a lot more work in doing that, in creating a freebie or whatever, for sure. But it's exciting for me. It's exciting because this is something I learned about quite recently and now there is action behind it. The action part is why this is exciting. Whether it works out or bombs is still to be seen, but this is a strategy I never knew about with my first book. So already the second book process is so vastly different compared to the first, and I love that. And this is hard evidence of growth in my eyes. So as an author, I don't want to stay at the same place. I want to grow constantly, and I hope you have the same mindset when it comes to growing as an author, and that you don't become content with just being at the same place. It's all about, this whole journey is about growing. It's about learning. It's about stretching ourselves. So that's why I am excited. So I will wrap up this personal update right here, and let's get into the main topic. The title of this is Being Patient on Your Writing Journey. And this is so important because to be a successful author, you need to learn to be patient. Because I remember when I started my first book, when I started writing my first book, I set a goal of when I was supposed to finish writing it. So I set the goal, and then I didn't meet that goal. So I also set a goal for when I wanted to publish the book. But life happened and I didn't meet any of those deadlines. So I was so frustrated. And in that time, there was so much pressure to compromise on the editing, the formatting, and other things. So I just wanted to release the book. I was tired of writing. I was tired of editing. And I was like, when is this book going to be done? And all I remember was I was so impatient. But I reined it in and stayed the course. And I did not compromise on anything. And I believe that when the book was eventually released, it was the best version of that book I could have written because I didn't cut corners. I just accepted the journey with all the delays, with all the things that were happening. And you know what? I was happy with the final product. And that is why we need to be patient, because if we're not patient, we then begin to compromise and to cut corners. But I learned to appreciate the journey. Yes, the destination is important, and the destination is having the book, and that is important, but the journey is just as important. And as writers, we need to become acquainted and accept that there is a journey to writing a book. Even after writing the book, because there is still so much to be done, and you have to learn to be okay with that. Even if you miss a deadline, be okay with that. Impatience will cause you to rush and create a mediocre product. So my advice to you as I come to the end of this episode is to appreciate where you are at this present moment. So you may not be finished, and you may be over a deadline, and you may be putting pressure on yourself, and like I said, you may be like just frustrated, but the book will be finished as you continue chipping away at it. Appreciate the lessons you are learning along the way. Appreciate the process you are going through. So stop taking shortcuts or stop compromising, and commit yourself to creating a perfect product. Well, perfect in the sense of the best product you can create. Commit yourself to that, so that when the book comes out, when you are finally finished, you can appreciate what has been created, right? So with that, I have come to the end of this episode. And again, I would love to know what stood out to you. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Leave a comment below or on my YouTube channel. You can also leave a comment on my Facebook page or email me. All the links are in the show notes below. And remember to please share this episode. And as always, remember that you have something worth sharing. And I will see you in the next episode.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.